As we all know, Team Fortress 2 rewards new players for experimenting and clearing class achievements by giving them specific weapons that aren't determined by the random drop system. However, some of the weapons available to them aren't what I would consider the best choice. Now, do keep in mind this will be personal opinion. If you disagree with my choices, let me know why in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Thankfully, for the Scout, I'm not too worried. In fact, not at all. The Force of Nature is a fun and powerful alternative, the Sandman is a great utility melee, and the Bonk Atomic Punch is fantastic for repositioning a Scout. For the Soldier, I would replace the Equalizer with the Escape Plan. Considering Soldier's slow base movement speed, the Escape Plan is a much more beneficial tool. If you're going to charge into combat at low health, you'd want a weapon that could close the gap more effectively. Granted, while the Equalizer does not mark you for death, in order to have the regular damage of a regular melee swing, you need to be at 114 health or below. The damage only ramps up to 107 damage per swing, and that's at 1 health. That's not even enough to kill a stock Scout. Chances are, if you've rocket jumped into battle and you've landed your hits pretty well, the 65 damage swing will be enough to finish them off and give you that bonus speed to relocate before engaging in combat again. Now, as for the Pyro, the Extinguisher has been a weapon of great debate over the years in Team Fortress 2. Guaranteed melee crits while on fire is a very powerful ability after all. I would rather, however, see a Pyro given either a Home Wrecker, a Power Jack, or a Back Scratcher. Most new Pyros don't focus enough on weapon switching anyways. I'd rather give Pyros a utility to survive or defend better, rather than encourage the idea of running forward at the enemy. The question becomes, do you want a majority of incoming free-to-play Pyros to be defensively focused, repairing sentries for NGs, or mobility focused, moving across the map much faster, or independent where they can heal themselves easier from medkits, but can't coordinate with medics as easily? If I had to choose, I would say the Home Wrecker, since that would put Pyros facing spies in a fair amount of situations more, and encourage the idea of helping the team, rather than just trying to be a random assault class. For Demoman, this one is a bit weird, but I would remove the Scottish Resistance from the achievement list. I have no qualms with the Scottish Resistance, and in fact, I think it's a fantastic secondary to use. The only reason that I'm choosing this is because we already have a secondary unlock, the Charge and Targe. Considering that the Eyelander is the melee unlock, that pairs much better with the shield because the shield naturally replaces the Sticky Bomb launcher. With the Demoman having a slew of alternative secondaries and melees, giving the free-to-play an Iron Bomber, Lock and Load, or Loose Cannon would be far more beneficial. Out of the three, I would have to choose the Iron Bomber. It feels like an upgrade from stock and is much more reliable than a pill launcher, despite the small downsides. The Heavy actually has 2 achievement items that I would replace, the Natasha and the Killing Gloves of Boxing. While the Natasha provides a great slow mechanism when you hit enemies, I'd much rather see the Tomislav up as the primary alternative. It gives heavies a chance to take out enemies from afar and teaches them about ambushing through the Tomislav's silent spin-up mechanic. As for the gloves, you might think I would say the gloves are running urgently, but I'm going to advocate the Fists of Steel. The biggest problem I've seen from newer heavy players is being sniped before they can even figure out how to play or where to position themselves. Giving them an opportunity to be actually able to play the class more, without having to worry about a near immediate death from that one sniper that plays way too long, is a much better thing in my eyes. As for the Engineer, he's pretty good. I wouldn't change any of the unlocks. They work really well together. Wrangler, Mini Sentry, and Frontier Justice, they go great. It's good. Alright, moving on. Now, the achievement item that I would replace for the medic would be the Bloodsoldier, because the Crusader's crossbow is just, it's too handy. It's such a powerful weapon in the hands of an experienced medic, and the earlier free-to-play players can get their hands on one, the better. The Bloodsoldier teaches newer players to disregard their team and go in for the kill, thinking that hitting all the needles will burst them through the incoming damage, which is almost never the case against any semi-decent player. I'm not saying the Bloodsoldier is a bad weapon, but the crossbow is a game changer. I've always believed that's what achievement weapons should focus on, changing the way that you play. For Sniper, what surprises me is that they give the Huntsman and the Jarate, but not the Bushwhacker. The Jarate and Bushwhacker combo is a great defensive measure for players who encroach on a Sniper's territory or protecting players from spies, but instead they are given the Razorback Shield. Any spy who can sneak up on a Sniper knows to pull out their revolver once they see the shield and just, bam, they're dead. It makes very little difference. You might as well give them the knife that actually complements that, and so that they have a primary, secondary, and melee alternative. Finally, for the spy, it baffles me again that they give them 2 secondaries, one of them being the almighty Dreadbringer, because everybody loves fighting a Deadringer spy. In all seriousness, I would replace the Deadringer with the spy knife like the Eternal Reward, because as it stands, the Deadringer is like the Scout's scattergun. To a new player, it doesn't seem too powerful at first. They don't know when exactly to use it, or they don't get close enough, or they pop it too early, or they make it very obvious. But once a spy knows how to be a dead ringer, it's basically turning a spy into a mobile one-hit kill tank class, and those are not fun to fight against. The Cloak and Dagger already pairs well with the Eternal Reward, so I'd like to see them paired up with that instead. Now, those are just my thoughts on the matter. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the changes that I would like to see. And you know what? I could be entirely wrong. You guys could be like, well, actually, don't you think that this weapon would go better? And I would probably agree. Just leave your reasoning in the comments below. I'd love to get back to you on that and discuss that further. That being said, thank you all so much for watching, and please, stay tuned because more will be coming your way. Bye-bye. A huge thank you to Tubby from Trade.tf for donating this unusual whoopee cap. It was extremely generous of you to do that. I don't know why you would. I don't normally accept donations from people because I think asking or giving items to others in that sense is kind of weird. That's just a personal thing. I'm not saying like, I feel bad for donating. No, don't. I'm just saying like I'm not used to that, and I'm very thankful for it. So it's hard to express. Other than I guess I'm just a jerk when it comes to getting good. I don't know. I'm so weird. Anyways, thank you. Thank you so much for donating that. I will make sure that it is put to good use.